My name is Stephen Kaga, and I'm the manager here at Workout Anytime. My mom actually owns the gym and has for several years. I was working here part-time during school, and as the time went on, I was able to fall into a full-time position as we had someone leave, and it's just become something that I've enjoyed doing over the past 7 years. Gyms always have to deal with sanitation as a concern. And so we had already had cleaning procedures for people to be able to keep things sanitized. It's just that we've had to emphasize how we as staff clean things, as well as the agency that we want to give to our customers about their ability to be able to access cleaning supplies so that everyone feels comfortable with the environment. Everyone in the community has been very supportive of us. I would say it's almost 99% of our overall membership base have been 100% on board with either just complying with the rules, if not actually being more open to the new system, just because it gives them the ability to interact with the cleaning supplies in a more secure way. Not everyone ultimately perceives the rules equally. Some people look at them as mere guidelines, whereas ultimately, as far as the mandate is concerned, they were laws on the books that had to be followed as much as anything else. We have restrictions about how we can and cannot operate, and it's up to us to be able to comply with those. Ultimately, for folks who have a differing opinion about how they'd like for us to be able to implement those rules, we've had to part ways with some people because their desire did not meet with my ability to comply. The first few months were just really hard. We were under a lot of restrictions, and we didn't quite understand how it would change, how we would have the client base react. And so having to navigate all that uncertainty on top of having our revenue get just completely decimated by people who were we're rightfully so concerned about the future of what the fitness industry or what just public spaces in general might look like, where there's mass cancellations. We had lots of people express genuine concern about how they were going to keep themselves and their families safe. Is it okay for me to come to the gym? Those things were really hard to deal with early on. If you just let it crush you, it's never going to work out. I think there's a quote from the Lord of the Rings, actually. Frodo says, "I wish it hadn't happened in my time." Well, Gandalf says back to him, "So do all who live to see such times. But it's not for us to decide. You decide what you do with the time you're given." And I think that early on was kind of the mindset of like, if we're gonna fall, well, at least try to control how hard we hit the ground. We'll figure out an exit strategy if that's truly going to be the case. I would say personally, there were moments where I just felt like I didn't. I had always thought that fitness would be something that it could never be automated. It was always something that was a little more personal. I just didn't feel like it would ever go away. Well, suddenly, the world is changing, and there were days that were really hard because I had put a lot of effort into this, and to see it through no other, I didn't do anything wrong, but the business is just failing because of the environment of the world at the time. That was a big negative mental drain for while it was happening. But once we got to a much more stable point, once kind of the mass exodus of concerned people was over, and we were on a more positive uptrend of overall membership, the stress levels came down. I would say year to date, as far as how calm am I about the situation, we're not going anywhere, and neither will I. But in the moment when you are not certain how bad it could get or what even is going to happen, it's not a good place to be in the small business industry. There's no safety net. Right? If we fail, it's just we fail.